Paul Heyman is indeed the GOAT when it comes to wrestling managers. Are we getting a faction of El Grande Americanos? It looks like we are getting a huge 6-man tag team match at Clash in Paris. What is up, wrestling fans? I'm Allison here at Wrestling Republic, and I have analysed last night's episode of Monday Night Raw, and here are my 5 key findings. As always, make sure to leave yours below as well. I always love to read them. In at number 5, Paul Heyman is indeed the GOAT when it comes to wrestling managers. Last night, Heyman made the bold claim on Raw that he was the greatest of all time, and maybe it's because I grew up watching him, but honestly, I agree. Yes, you can make very solid, very valid arguments for both Bobby the Brain Heenan and also Jim Cornette, but to me, Paul Heyman is clear. His ability to make mediocre segments feel impactful is unmatched. But not only that, but very rarely nowadays does Heyman use cheap heat in order to get heat. He very rarely does the low blows, only when it's really needed. And that's a really difficult skill as a heel. He elevated Brock Lesnar's stock for years and years, and to me, it's not a coincidence that as soon as Roman Reigns was paired with Paul Heyman, he became a megastar. And now, alongside Seth Rollins, he is already making both Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker feel like stars, feel important. And I'm loving it. And very rarely nowadays can you find someone in any form of entertainment, in anything, where you listen to every word that they say. But with Paul Heyman, that is the case. And again, a skill which is unmatched. In at number 4, why do I get a feeling we are heading towards a Rusev and Sheamus tag team? Now, you might be thinking I'm crazy based on last night, because of course these two are brawling all around the arena, but let me explain. We've seen this before with Sheamus feuding with people before they become a tag team, and that feud outstaying its welcome, almost dragging on a little bit. And of course, specifically, I am talking about Cesaro, I am talking about The Bar. We actually also saw a similar thing with him and McIntyre as well, but my point is, this feud with Rusev seems to be continuing a little bit past its welcome, and if I'm being completely honest, I've not actually been sold on Rusev since he's returned to WWE. He hasn't really felt important. I haven't been drawn into his characters or his storylines. So maybe putting him in a tag team with Sheamus short term could be the solution to make more fans interested about him once again. And imagine them versus Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. That would be incredible. In at number 3, are we getting a faction of El Grande Americanos? Last week I said that this El Grande Americano stuff was growing on me. I was finding it funny, but I might just have to take that back if this is heading in the way of a faction. Because after Pete Dunne showed up last week, I presume the story they were telling was that tons of underutilized, underused talent in the locker room were going to pretend to be El Grande Americano to get more TV time, basically. So everybody would be the fake El Grande Americano. But if suddenly Pete Dunne and whoever else it was, I presume Tyler Bate, are now just Ludwig Kaiser's lackeys, essentially, well, I take back everything good I said about it, because they are too good for that role. Although it is ironic, they went from stealing Wrestling Republic's gimmick to then stealing El Grande Americanos. But before we do get into the top 2 key findings, could you guys please do me a huge favor? And that huge favor is hitting the like button and the subscribe button. It really does help us out here at Wrestling Republic massively. Thank you guys. Also, like I said at the start, let me know your thoughts on the show down below, because my thoughts are just that, my thoughts. I want to hear yours as well. In at number 2, that Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella segment was absolutely fantastic. I've seen a lot of fans on social media today complaining about this feud. A lot of fans wish that Becky Lynch was facing a younger opponent to build up a younger star instead of a legend like Nikki Bella. And I can understand that perspective, but Nikki Bella is a legend. And so is Becky Lynch, and these two have never faced off before. I mean, we have to do this. And it's not like it's elevating nothing, because it is elevating something. And that something is the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Because doing a match of this magnitude for an IC title, it makes that title feel really important. But their promo battle last night, wow, it massively over-delivered. It really, really did. The shots they were sending back and forth, they were brutal. And I don't know if it's just me, but since she's returned, I really do think Nikki Bella might be better on the mic than ever before. I think it's probably just because it's a lot less scripted now than back when Vince was in charge and she had to follow certain lines. But on the mic now, she is a bit savage. And in at number 1, it looks like we are going to be getting a blockbuster 6-man tag team match at Clash in Paris between Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and LA Knight going against The Vision. Now, this was actually the exact match that I predicted for WWE SummerSlam in my predictions video, like 2-3 months ago now? So, if this does happen, I wasn't too far off. However, I am now guessing this is going to happen at Clash in Paris, but if it does, then The Vision need to win this match. Of course, Seth Rollins did get the big win at SummerSlam when he cashed in, but both Braun and Bronson took an L against Roman Reigns and Uso. They need to look strong because they are the future of this company, as Seth Rollins keeps on saying. So while obviously they can take losses here and there while being in this faction, if they take a big one like they did at SummerSlam, they need another big one to kind of get the hype back around themselves. Also, bit of a side note, but if a 4th member does not help out The Vision at Clash in Paris, then I'm beginning to think that they are just going to keep it these 3. The faction will just be done at these 3. And honestly, at this point, I'd be fine with that. I still would love another young star, such as an Austin Theory, such as potentially an Oba Femi being in it, just so it is more about the future again, because like I've said in the past, Bronson Reed is mid-30s, whereas Bron Breakker obviously is a lot younger. But even still, these 3 guys together look great. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any thoughts which you guys have submitted to me today, and that is because I didn't actually stay up for Raw last night because I was absolutely shattered after staying up for SmackDown and both nights of SummerSlam, so I wasn't able to send a message with a good enough time before recording to get any feedback. But don't worry, on Saturday's episode where I will review SmackDown, your thoughts will be back. I hope you all have a fantastic Tuesday, and make sure to check out Wrestling Republic every single day, 8 p.m. UK, 3 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, that's the one, for Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast, our live show where you can comment along throughout. Hope to see you guys there. Peace!